Apparently, a broken toaster is now a personal attack, a faulty fridge is emotional abuse, and a washing machine delay qualifies for legal action. Because of course it does. And somehow, it only gets worse from here. 1. A tightly wound suburban homeowner in Illinois called an appliance repair company because her dishwasher stopped mid-cycle. She explained, very seriously, that the machine had ruined her evening routine, and therefore the company should prioritize her over all other appointments. When the technician arrived the next morning, he calmly explained that a clogged filter had caused the issue and showed her exactly how to clean it. She stared at him, unimpressed, and insisted that a modern appliance should never require manual involvement. The technician paused and explained that basic maintenance was listed in the user manual. She immediately pivoted, claiming the company failed to educate her emotionally about dishwasher ownership. She demanded a partial refund for the stress of uncertainty, threatened to leave a one-star review, and insisted corporate should compensate her for lifestyle disruption. Apparently, loading dishes now comes with emotional damages. 2. A self-declared lifestyle perfectionist in California scheduled a refrigerator repair because her unit was making a low humming noise. When the technician arrived, he listened for a moment and calmly explained that the sound was normal compressor operation. She blinked, then informed him that her kitchen aesthetic was based on silence and that any audible appliance violated the atmosphere she had curated. The technician, clearly exhausted, explained that all refrigerators produce some level of sound. She crossed her arms and demanded either a replacement or a refund for the auditory pollution. When he declined, she escalated, claiming the company had misrepresented the product's emotional footprint. She threatened to contact consumer protection agencies and insisted the noise had affected her sleep schedule, despite the fridge being in the kitchen. Silence, apparently, is now a contractual obligation. 3. An overwhelmed mom in Texas called about her washing machine not draining properly. When the technician arrived, he quickly found that the drain hose had been kinked behind the unit. He explained the issue in simple terms and fixed it within minutes. She stared at the machine, then accused the company of installing it in a way that invited failure. The technician gently clarified that the hose had likely shifted over time. She refused that explanation and insisted that any appliance should be self-correcting. She demanded compensation for the extra laundry stress she experienced over the weekend. When told the service fee still applied, she escalated to threatening a chargeback and a detailed online review about predatory appliance practices. Apparently, gravity and hose positioning are now corporate responsibilities. 4. A detail-obsessed condo owner in Florida requested a repair for her oven, claiming it was inconsistent. The technician tested the temperature and found it was within normal variance. He explained that minor fluctuations are expected in residential ovens. She immediately objected, stating that her recipes required emotional precision, not just technical accuracy. He paused, then calmly reiterated the acceptable range. She demanded that the oven be recalibrated to her personal expectations, which included zero fluctuation. When he explained that was not realistic, she accused the company of selling unreliable culinary tools. She threatened to post side-by-side baking photos as evidence of negligence. When told the appliance was functioning correctly, she demanded a refund for the service call because validation without correction is not service. Apparently, physics should adapt to her baking schedule. 5. A retired school administrator in Ohio called about her microwave taking longer than expected to heat food. The technician tested the unit and explained that it was operating at standard power levels. She leaned in and said she had timed it personally and concluded it was underperforming by at least 20 seconds. He calmly explained that food density and placement affect heating time. She dismissed this as technical deflection and insisted the microwave should deliver identical results every time. When he offered usage tips, she took it as an insult and accused him of implying user error. She demanded a replacement unit and reimbursement for cumulative time loss. When denied, she threatened to escalate to corporate and described the situation as systemic inefficiency. Apparently, reheating leftovers now requires performance guarantees. 6. A meticulous apartment tenant in New York scheduled a repair for her air conditioner, claiming it was too inconsistent. The technician inspected the unit and explained that temperature variation can occur based on room size and external heat. She folded her arms and said she had set the thermostat to an exact number, which should be followed without interpretation. He tried to explain airflow and cycling, She interrupted and demanded to know why the unit could not commit to a number. When he offered to adjust the settings, she insisted that would not fix the trust issue she now had with the appliance. She demanded a written assurance that the temperature would never fluctuate again. When told that was not possible, she threatened to report the company for false climate advertising. Apparently, air conditioners are now expected to keep promises. 7. A high-strung homeowner in Arizona called about her garbage disposal making a grinding noise. The technician quickly discovered a metal spoon lodged inside. He removed it and explained the situation calmly. She stared at him and asked why the disposal had not rejected the spoon. He paused, then explained that disposals cannot identify foreign objects. She insisted that in 2026, appliances should be smart enough to protect themselves. When he pointed out that the issue was user-related, she accused him of blaming the customer. She demanded a discount for the design flaw and claimed the product was unsafe. When told the service fee still applied, she threatened to leave a viral review about dangerous kitchen engineering. Apparently, accountability is now optional if the appliance exists. 8. A design-focused homeowner in Washington complained that her dryer was visually disruptive because it made a slight vibration noise during operation. The technician checked the unit and found it was perfectly level and functioning normally. He explained that some vibration is expected. She shook her head and said her home was curated for visual calm and any movement or sound was unacceptable. He suggested placing anti-vibration pads. She rejected that, saying the product itself should be inherently still. When he declined to replace a working unit, she escalated, claiming the company had failed to meet modern design expectations. She threatened to tag the brand in social media posts about aesthetic negligence. Apparently, appliances must now match interior design philosophies, not just function. 9. A chronically dissatisfied homeowner in Georgia called about her ice maker producing cubes that were too cloudy. The technician inspected the unit and explained that mineral content in the water can cause that appearance. She stared at the ice tray like it had personally offended her and said cloudy ice was socially embarrassing when hosting guests. He suggested a water filter. She dismissed that as an upsell tactic and insisted the appliance should handle it automatically. When he explained limitations, she demanded a replacement or compensation for hospitality damage. She threatened to post photos online comparing her ice to acceptable standards. When told the machine was working as intended, she accused the company of lowering quality expectations. Apparently, even ice cubes now carry reputational risk. 10. A tightly controlled homeowner in Colorado scheduled a repair for her smart oven, claiming it was ignoring her commands. The technician reviewed the settings and found that she had accidentally enabled a delay start feature. He calmly explained the situation and showed her how to disable it. She stared at the screen and insisted the oven should have known her intent. He paused, then clarified that the appliance follows programmed inputs. She rejected that explanation and claimed the system was too literal. She demanded compensation for the meal she had to delay. When told the issue was user error, she escalated, threatening to report the company for interface confusion. Apparently, appliances are now expected to interpret emotions, not just settings. 11. A self-proclaimed home efficiency expert in Nevada called about her dishwasher leaving spots on glassware. The technician inspected the unit and explained that it was likely due to detergent choice and water hardness. She immediately pushed back, claiming she had optimized every variable, and therefore the machine was at fault. He suggested a rinse aid. She dismissed it as unnecessary and accused the company of creating dependency on extra products. When he explained the science behind it, she accused him of overcomplicating a simple issue. She demanded a full refund for the appliance and compensation for long-term glass degradation. When denied, she threatened to document the issue online as evidence of planned inefficiency. Apparently, chemistry is now optional if confidence is high enough. 12. A high-maintenance homeowner in New Jersey complained that her vacuum cleaner was losing suction. The technician inspected it and found the dust bin was completely full and the filter clogged. He explained the need for regular cleaning. She looked offended and said she had expected a maintenance-free experience. He clarified that all vacuums require upkeep. She rejected that and claimed the product description had implied convenience. When he pointed out the manual instructions, she accused the company of hiding critical information in fine print. She demanded a refund for the service and a replacement unit that required zero involvement. When told that did not exist, she threatened to escalate to consumer protection agencies. Apparently, cleaning devices should clean themselves indefinitely. 13. A rigid rule follower in Michigan called about her water heater not producing enough hot water. The technician inspected the system and found it was functioning within capacity, but her household usage had increased. He explained the limitations clearly. She insisted that her previous experience set a baseline expectation that must be maintained. He explained that demand had changed. She rejected that logic and claimed the unit should adapt automatically. When told that was not possible, she demanded compensation for inconvenience during peak hours. She threatened to file a complaint stating the company had sold her an inflexible product. Apparently, appliances are now expected to evolve alongside lifestyle changes without warning. 14. A social media-focused homeowner in Oregon called about her oven light being too yellow in photos. The technician replaced the bulb and explained the standard lighting options available. She frowned and said the tone still did not match her kitchen's online aesthetic. He suggested alternative bulbs she could purchase. She accused him of shifting responsibility and demanded the company provide a custom solution. When he explained limitations, she escalated, claiming the lighting had affected her content performance. She threatened to tag the brand in posts about aesthetic inconsistency. When told the service call was complete, she demanded a refund for brand misalignment. Apparently, appliances must now be optimized for social media engagement. 15. A control-oriented homeowner in Pennsylvania called about her smart thermostat not maintaining an exact temperature. The technician explained that slight fluctuations are normal due to system cycling. She insisted that if she sets a number, it should remain fixed at all times. He tried to explain efficiency and mechanical limits. She interrupted and accused him of defending lazy engineering. When he offered to adjust settings, she rejected the solution and demanded a written guarantee of perfect consistency. When told that was unrealistic, she threatened legal action for failure to meet stated expectations. Apparently, climate control is now a contractual promise, not a mechanical process. 16. A financially defensive homeowner in Virginia called after a repair visit, claiming the issue had returned. The technician reviewed the case and found it was a new, unrelated problem. He explained this calmly. She accused the company of incomplete service and demanded a free follow-up. When told the new issue required a separate fee, she escalated, claiming she had already paid once and should be covered indefinitely. She threatened to dispute the charge and leave detailed reviews about recurring incompetence. When the technician maintained policy, she demanded to speak to corporate and insisted the company was exploiting repeat customers. Apparently, one repair now includes lifetime coverage for all future problems. 17. A reputation-conscious homeowner in North Carolina called about her appliance repair appointment being delayed by 2 hours. The technician arrived and apologized, explaining there had been an emergency call earlier. She listened, then calmly stated that her time was equally valuable and that the delay had disrupted her entire day. He acknowledged the inconvenience and offered a discount on the service fee. She rejected it, insisting that the only acceptable resolution was a full refund and immediate service. When he explained the limitations, she escalated, claiming the delay had caused emotional distress and threatened to post about the company's disrespect for customers. Apparently, unforeseen delays now qualify as personal offenses. 18. A sharply dressed homeowner in Maryland called an appliance company claiming her brand new dishwasher had failed her family. When the technician arrived, he found that she had been using hand soap instead of proper detergent, which caused excessive suds and poor performance. He explained this calmly and even showed her the correct product to use. She immediately took out her phone and began recording, stating that she was documenting corporate negligence. She argued that the machine should have clearly rejected incompatible soap to prevent user distress. When he pointed out that the manual specifies detergent type, she accused the company of burying critical safety information. She demanded a full refund and compensation for emotional disruption during dinner hosting. When he refused, she threatened to upload the video with a caption about dangerous appliance design. Apparently, reading instructions is now optional, but blaming companies is mandatory. 19. A highly assertive condo owner in Chicago scheduled a repair for her dryer, claiming it had shrunk multiple garments. The technician examined the unit and explained that high heat settings can cause shrinkage, especially on certain fabrics. She crossed her arms and said she had selected the normal cycle, which should protect all clothing equally. He clarified that fabric care labels still matter. She dismissed that and accused the machine of being aggressively unpredictable. She demanded reimbursement for the clothing and insisted the company should cover wardrobe damages. When he explained that user settings influence outcomes, she threatened legal action, citing product liability. She also mentioned she had already drafted a complaint email to corporate leadership. When the technician remained calm, she escalated further, saying she would post before and after photos online to expose the issue. Apparently, fabric physics is now a negotiable concept. 20. A tightly controlled homeowner in Seattle called about her smart refrigerator sending alerts she did not like. The technician reviewed the system and explained that notifications can be customized or disabled. She stared at the screen and said she should not have to manage communication from her own appliance. He calmly showed her how to adjust the settings. She refused to touch the interface and claimed the company should have anticipated her preferences. When he explained that customization requires input, she accused the brand of creating digital clutter. She demanded a refund for the inconvenience of receiving alerts about open doors. When told the feature was optional, she threatened to escalate the issue to corporate and described it as unsolicited digital harassment. Apparently, appliances must now predict emotional boundaries without being told. 21. A very vocal homeowner in New York called a repair service after her oven door would not close properly. The technician found that a baking tray had been slightly misaligned, preventing a full seal. He corrected it and demonstrated how to avoid the issue. She immediately questioned why the oven allowed user mistakes to occur in the first place. He explained that appliances rely on proper use. She began speaking louder, insisting that any design should be mistake-proof. When he calmly reiterated the fix, she demanded a written report stating the appliance had a design vulnerability. She threatened to forward it to a consumer rights group. When he declined to create such a statement, she accused him of protecting faulty products. Apparently, accountability disappears the moment something has a power button. 22. A luxury-focused homeowner in Florida complained that her wine cooler was not maintaining an exact mood temperature. The technician explained that slight fluctuations are normal and within acceptable range. She leaned in and said she hosts high-end gatherings and that even minor variation could undermine her reputation. He offered to check calibration and confirmed it was accurate. She rejected the explanation and demanded a premium-level solution that would guarantee zero fluctuation. When he explained that such precision is not standard in residential units, she accused the company of misleading high-value clients. She threatened to contact corporate and mentioned she would share her experience in private social groups. When told the unit was functioning correctly, she demanded a refund for brand misrepresentation. Apparently, wine storage now doubles as a status symbol under contract. 23. A deeply suspicious homeowner in Arizona called about her air purifier making a faint clicking sound. The technician inspected it and explained it was part of the normal internal cycling process. She narrowed her eyes and asked if the device was recording anything. He calmly reassured her it was not. She pulled out her phone and began filming, stating she needed documentation in case of privacy violations. When he explained the technology again, she accused the company of hiding features. She demanded written confirmation that the device had no surveillance capability. When he provided documentation, she dismissed it as corporate language. She threatened to report the brand for potential data collection and insisted the noise had caused psychological distress. Apparently, every click is now a conspiracy waiting to happen. 24. A time-sensitive homeowner in Georgia called about her microwave not starting immediately after pressing the button. The technician observed that she was not closing the door fully. He demonstrated the correct use and explained the safety mechanism. She responded by saying the appliance should adapt to user rhythm, instead of requiring precise action. He paused, then repeated the importance of proper closure. She became increasingly irritated and claimed the delay had caused her to miss scheduled calls. She demanded compensation for lost productivity. When told the machine was functioning properly, she threatened to leave detailed reviews about inefficient design. Apparently, even a door latch is now responsible for her schedule. 25. A confrontational homeowner in New Jersey called after her freezer developed frost buildup. The technician explained that frequent door opening can introduce moisture. She immediately rejected that, stating she uses the freezer normally. He calmly asked about usage patterns. She refused to elaborate and instead accused the appliance of failing under standard conditions. She demanded a full replacement and claimed the frost had compromised food quality. When he explained defrost cycles and maintenance, she interrupted and threatened to file a complaint for product failure. She also mentioned she would contact corporate and request a formal investigation. When he maintained policy, she accused him of dismissing a serious issue. Apparently, opening a freezer now counts as abnormal behavior. 26. A status-conscious homeowner in California called about her smart washer, sending completion alerts too late. The technician reviewed the system and found that notification delays were due to her phone settings. He explained how to fix it. She insisted the appliance should override personal device settings to ensure timely communication. He calmly clarified that it cannot control external devices. She accused the company of designing an incomplete system. She demanded compensation for the inconvenience and claimed it had disrupted her daily routine. When told the issue was outside the appliance's control, she threatened to escalate to corporate and post about broken smart features. Apparently, integration now means total control over everything she owns. 27. A highly reactive homeowner in Texas called about her dishwasher cycle taking longer than expected. The technician explained that eco modes extend cycle time to save energy. She immediately objected, saying she did not agree to time trade-offs. He showed her how to select a faster cycle. She rejected the option and insisted the default should match her expectations. When he explained energy efficiency standards, she accused the company of forcing unwanted environmental decisions on her household. She demanded a refund for the appliance and compensation for wasted time. When told the feature was adjustable, she threatened to report the company for misleading marketing. Apparently, efficiency is only acceptable if it feels convenient. 28. A perfection-driven homeowner in Washington called about her oven racks not sliding smoothly. The technician inspected them and found slight residue buildup. He cleaned the tracks and explained basic maintenance. She watched closely, then said she should not have to interact with internal components. He clarified that occasional cleaning is normal. She rejected that and claimed the design was flawed if it required effort. She demanded a replacement oven and compensation for daily inconvenience. When he explained the unit was functioning properly, she threatened to document the issue online with videos demonstrating the resistance. Apparently, even a little friction now qualifies as a design failure. 29. A very deliberate homeowner in Pennsylvania called about her refrigerator door not closing automatically. The technician found that items inside were blocking the seal. He rearranged them and demonstrated proper loading. She accused him of reorganizing her personal system without permission. He apologized and explained the necessity. She insisted the appliance should accommodate any arrangement without issue. When he clarified the limits, she demanded a refund and claimed the design was restrictive. She threatened to escalate to corporate and mentioned she would file a formal complaint about user-hostile design. Apparently, physics must now respect personal organization styles. 30. A highly dramatic homeowner in Nevada called about her coffee machine brewing slightly cooler than expected. The technician tested it and confirmed it was within normal range. She insisted her morning routine had been completely disrupted. He offered to adjust settings. She rejected the solution and demanded a replacement unit that would guarantee higher temperature. When he explained safety limits, she accused the company of prioritizing liability over customer satisfaction. She threatened to post about the issue and described it as a failure of basic service. Apparently, coffee temperature now determines emotional stability. 31. A legally aggressive homeowner in Illinois called about her stove burner not heating evenly. The technician inspected it and found she was using warped cookware. He explained the issue clearly. She immediately shifted tone and said she would be consulting a lawyer about defective performance. He calmly clarified that cookware condition affects results. She dismissed that and demanded a written statement acknowledging the appliance's failure. When he refused, she threatened to escalate to corporate legal departments. She insisted she had consumer rights that were being ignored. Apparently, uneven pans now qualify as grounds for litigation. 32. A highly controlling homeowner in Oregon called about her smart fridge reordering groceries automatically. The technician explained that the feature had been enabled in the settings. She denied ever activating it and accused the company of unauthorized purchasing. He showed her the settings history. She refused to accept it and demanded a refund for the items ordered. When told the feature can be disabled, she insisted that was not enough and threatened to report the company for financial intrusion. She also mentioned she would share her experience widely online. Apparently, pressing buttons no longer counts if you regret the outcome. 33. A socially performative homeowner in Colorado called about her oven preheating too slowly during a dinner party. The technician explained that preheating time depends on temperature settings. She argued that the delay had embarrassed her in front of guests. He apologized and confirmed the appliance was functioning normally. She demanded compensation for social damage and insisted the company should account for real-life hosting scenarios. When told that was not applicable, she threatened to post about the incident and tag the brand. Apparently, hosting pressure now overrides basic appliance function. 34. A confrontational homeowner in Virginia called after her appliance repair appointment was rescheduled due to technician illness. When the technician finally arrived, she immediately began recording and stated she had been inconvenienced beyond reason. He apologized and explained the situation. She interrupted, saying personal issues should never affect service delivery. He remained calm and offered a discount. She rejected it and demanded a full refund for the original service, plus additional compensation for lost time. When told that was not possible, she threatened to escalate to corporate and described the company as unreliable. Apparently, even human illness must now comply with her schedule. 35. A sharply confrontational homeowner in Los Angeles called about her dishwasher not finishing cycles quickly enough. When the technician arrived, he explained that modern units extend cycles to improve cleaning efficiency. She immediately began recording him and stated she needed evidence of poor service standards. He calmly showed her the settings and options for faster cycles. She ignored it and insisted the machine should automatically prioritize her schedule. When he explained that user input determines operation, she raised her voice and accused the company of deliberate inconvenience. She demanded a full refund and threatened to contact corporate while filming his face up close. When he maintained policy, she loudly announced she would make this go viral and insisted his job should be reviewed. Apparently, cycle time is now a fireable offense. 36. A high-strung homeowner in Miami called about her refrigerator door alarm being too aggressive. The technician explained it activates when the door is left open to prevent spoilage. She said the sound had startled her child and demanded it be removed entirely. He calmly showed how to reduce the alert duration. She rejected it and claimed the company had created a hostile home environment. When he declined to disable a safety feature, she escalated, threatening to file a formal complaint for family distress. She also mentioned she would contact consumer protection agencies and demand the feature be recalled. When he remained calm, she began pacing and speaking loudly about unsafe appliance design. Apparently, a warning beep is now a threat to domestic peace. 37. A highly reactive homeowner in Chicago called about her washing machine vibrating during spin cycles. The technician found it was slightly unbalanced due to uneven flooring. He adjusted the feet and explained the situation clearly. She accused him of temporary fixes and demanded structural compensation for her floor. He calmly clarified that the appliance was not responsible for flooring issues. She immediately threatened legal action and said she would bring in inspectors. When he declined responsibility, she demanded his supervisor and refused to let him leave until she received written acknowledgement of fault. He remained calm and repeated policy. She continued recording and claimed she was being dismissed as a paying customer. Apparently, uneven floors now require corporate liability. 38. A loud and assertive homeowner in Atlanta called about her oven taking too long to preheat. The technician tested it and confirmed it was within normal range. She raised her voice and said she had guests waiting, and this delay was unacceptable. He explained how preheating works. She dismissed him and demanded immediate replacement of the unit. When he declined, she called customer service on speakerphone and began describing the situation as product failure in real time. She demanded escalation to upper management and insisted the technician remain present while she complained. When told no replacement was authorized, she threatened to file a formal complaint and post about false advertising. Apparently, dinner timing now overrides mechanical limits. 39. A visibly irritated homeowner in Denver called about her dryer lint filter needing frequent cleaning. The technician explained that this is normal and necessary for safety. She accused the company of designing a high-maintenance product and demanded a version that required no cleaning. He calmly explained that all dryers require lint removal. She refused to accept it and threatened to report the company for fire hazards disguised as convenience. When he reiterated safety guidelines, she escalated further, stating she would contact local authorities about unsafe appliance practices. She also demanded written documentation for her complaint. Apparently, basic maintenance now qualifies as a safety violation. 40. A sharply dressed homeowner in Boston called about her smart oven updating its software automatically. The technician explained that updates improve performance and security. She immediately objected and said she had not consented to changes. He showed her the settings for update preferences. She ignored it and accused the company of unauthorized system interference. When he clarified the terms of service, she threatened legal action and demanded compensation for loss of control. She also stated she would file a complaint with regulatory agencies. When he remained calm, she began recording and demanding his full name for documentation. Apparently, software updates now count as a breach of personal rights. 41. A highly agitated homeowner in Phoenix called about her freezer making a louder noise than usual. The technician explained it was entering a defrost cycle. She insisted the sound had alarmed her neighbors and demanded immediate replacement. He calmly reassured her it was normal. She refused to accept it and threatened to call the police for noise disturbance. When he explained that it did not exceed any limits, she dialed non-emergency services while standing in front of him. The dispatcher confirmed it was not a police matter. She ended the call and accused the technician of minimizing her concerns. Apparently, appliance noise now requires law enforcement intervention. 42. A very vocal homeowner in Dallas called about her microwave display being too dim. The technician adjusted the brightness settings and explained the options. She said it still did not meet her expectations and claimed it made her kitchen look outdated. He offered alternative solutions. She rejected them and demanded a replacement unit at no cost. When he declined, she threatened to contact corporate and insisted the product had deceived her visually. She also began filming and stating she would post about design flaws. When he maintained policy, she raised her voice and demanded to speak to a supervisor immediately. Apparently, screen brightness now defines product integrity. 43. A highly controlling homeowner in San Diego called about her dishwasher racks not aligning perfectly. The technician inspected them and confirmed they were within standard tolerance. She insisted the slight misalignment was visually unacceptable. He explained manufacturing limits. She refused and demanded a full replacement. When he declined, she accused the company of selling defective products and threatened to file a complaint with consumer agencies. She also began recording and demanding his employee ID. When he remained calm, she said she would not allow him to leave until the issue was resolved to her satisfaction. Apparently, millimeters now justify a full standoff. 44. A confrontational homeowner in Detroit called about her refrigerator water dispenser flow being too slow. The technician explained it could be due to filter condition. She accused the company of forcing her to buy replacements. He clarified that filters are part of maintenance. She rejected it and demanded free lifetime filters as compensation. When he declined, she threatened to file a lawsuit for hidden costs. She also called customer service on speaker and began arguing loudly. When no resolution was given, she demanded the technician stay while she documented the failure. Apparently, water flow now comes with legal implications. 45. A very intense homeowner in Las Vegas called about her oven light flickering slightly. The technician found the bulb was nearing the end of its life. He explained and offered replacement. She accused the company of installing low-quality components. He calmly clarified normal wear. She rejected the explanation and demanded compensation for ongoing inconvenience. When he declined, she threatened to report the company for product instability. She also began recording and stating she would escalate the issue publicly. When he remained calm, she demanded his supervisor's direct contact. Apparently, light bulbs now trigger full investigations. 46. A highly dramatic homeowner in Minneapolis called about her washing machine cycle notifications being too loud. The technician showed her how to adjust volume settings. She insisted the sound had caused her significant stress. He calmly explained customization options. She rejected them and demanded the feature be removed entirely. When he declined, she threatened to file complaints with multiple agencies. She also began speaking loudly about consumer rights and demanded immediate escalation. When told the feature was adjustable, she accused the company of ignoring customer needs. Apparently, adjustable volume is still not enough control. 47. A furious homeowner in New York called about her dryer shutting off mid-cycle due to overheating protection. The technician explained it was a safety feature triggered by airflow restriction. She accused the company of interrupting essential service. He calmly explained the need for vent cleaning. She refused and demanded the feature be disabled. When he declined, she threatened to sue for service disruption and called the police, claiming the company had tampered with her appliance. Officers arrived, listened, and confirmed it was not a criminal issue. She then demanded a report to support her case. Apparently, safety features now require police documentation. 48. A relentless homeowner in Houston called about her smart fridge locking certain features behind app controls. The technician explained how to access them. She insisted she should not need a phone for basic functionality. He showed alternatives. She rejected them and demanded immediate removal of digital barriers. When he declined, she threatened to file complaints with regulatory agencies and accused the company of restricting consumer access. She began filming and loudly stating her rights while refusing to let the technician leave. Eventually, building security was called to de-escalate. Apparently, app settings now qualify as civil rights violations. 49. A visibly furious homeowner in Philadelphia called about her oven fan continuing to run after cooking. The technician explained it was cooling the system. She accused the appliance of wasting energy intentionally. He calmly clarified the purpose. She refused to accept it and demanded compensation for electricity misuse. When he declined, she threatened legal action and began recording, stating she would expose corporate greed. She also demanded immediate disconnection of the feature. When told it could not be disabled, she escalated, claiming the company was forcing energy consumption. Apparently, cooling fans are now part of a conspiracy. 50. A highly aggressive homeowner in San Francisco called about her dishwasher requiring rinse aid for optimal performance. The technician explained its purpose. She accused the company of creating dependency products. He calmly clarified optional usage. She rejected it and demanded a refund for misleading design. When he declined, she called customer service, put them on speaker, and began shouting about consumer exploitation. She demanded executive-level contact and threatened class action involvement. When no escalation occurred, she refused to end the call and insisted the technician stay until resolved. Apparently, optional products now justify class action threats. 51. A completely unhinged homeowner in Orlando called about her refrigerator not cooling fast enough after being left open. The technician explained that recovery time is normal. She immediately accused the company of endangering her household. He calmly clarified usage impact. She began recording, called corporate, and demanded immediate replacement while threatening lawsuits. When told the appliance was functioning correctly, she dialed emergency services and reported a faulty device risk. Authorities arrived and confirmed no danger. She then demanded a written report to support her claim. When denied, she accused everyone present of negligence. Apparently, leaving the door open is now a legal case waiting to happen. If this didn't raise your blood pressure, you weren't paying attention. Drop your favorite meltdown below and subscribe for the next round of completely reasonable complaints.